Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
Well, here's our situation. My husband and I, we owe the IRS and the state over $600,000 in debt.
Good Lord, how did that happen?
Yes. You know, it's overwhelming to even think about how it happened. Just not paying our taxes, and my husband is self-employed. So
for how many years?
Just quite a few. I'm actually not even sure on the date, how far back it goes.
So you finally started filing, and then you end up with try to stay out of jail, because not filing is criminal, and so you go and file, and now they give you the total, and it's like, oh my gosh.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. And
obviously you don't have $600,000, or you wouldn't have called me.
No, that's right. And we are current on our taxes right now.
Good.
We were working with a tax resolution company.
Yeah.
Who eventually just told us after, you have to pay them.
After you gave them $10,000, they did nothing.
Yeah.
They're as helpful. Yeah, they're as helpful as anyway. Negative. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So what is your house worth?
We have about $400,000 in equity.
What in equity?
Yes, and there's a lien against it. So
from the IRS or somebody else?
Yes, from the IRS.
Okay, good. And what is your household income?
$244,000 after taxes.
That's good news. Okay.
Yeah. So the tax resolution company that we were working with, after everything was said and done, they basically said filing Chapter 13 would be in your best interest.
Yeah, they're not credible, because they shouldn't have taken your $10,000, because you are not a candidate for an OIS, an offer in compromise, an OIC. And they took your money telling you, and I can tell you in 30 seconds, you're not eligible for that.
Yep.
An offer in compromise is only available to people who don't have any ability to pay. You have tremendous ability to pay between your equity and your income. So the IRS would look at that in about 13 seconds and say denied. So those people just stole $10,000 of your money. So they're not credible. A Chapter 13 will put you on a payment plan. You probably can get a good tax attorney and just get on a payment plan.
Okay.
You need to get somebody that's a pro, an attorney that works on taxes, that's legitimate, that's not just selling OICs. 1% of the people that apply for an OIC, by the way, folks, these things, you see them on, you see these commercials on television. Have you got a tax problem? Call 1-800-TAX-RUS. We have professional former IRS agents to help you. That's the ad she answered, okay? And it's an OIC, an offer in compromise. In order to qualify for that, you have to basically be completely zero net worth and almost no income ability. So 1% of them go through, folks. So those things are scams. Now, that's not to pick on you, Hannah. You just got taken advantage of. I'm sorry. And you're scared to death. So, but a good attorney that has a tax practice. I have an attorney on retainer that represents us on tax issues, and I have a CPA firm that represents us on tax issues. Not because of this kind of issue, but because right now the bozos owe me a bunch of money that they haven't paid me back on a refile we did. So I'm having to fight with them, and I have to have some professional counsel to do that. That's what you need, is somebody that's several $100s an hour to retain, and they will tell you, and they will call and represent you and work with the IRS and get a system in place. A Chapter 13 is a series of 60 payments over 5 years, obviously, one a month, and it does not reduce the tax bill, and it does not reduce the interest with the IRS. You're going to pay the whole stinking thing anyway. So if you can negotiate that without bankrupting, which you can, you would be better off. And I think you can do it faster than that.
Okay.
Here's a sensitive question. You ready for a hard one?
Yep.
Have you all talked about the fact that not paying your taxes has cost you your home yet?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So if I'm you, I want the IRS out of my life worse than almost anything, if I'm you.
Yep.
And I'd sell that house and put $400K on it. Now you make $200K. Now you make $200K. And you owe $200K, and you can plow through that in a couple years.
Okay,
you have your life. You have your life back in 2 years. That's going
So we don't have to file for bankruptcy.
You're not bankrupt. You're not bankrupt because they've already done about all they're going to do. They slapped a lien on the house. They may come after some bank accounts or something too, because this is such a large amount, but they won't if you're in active negotiations with them for a payment plan through an attorney. They have a sense of decorum about them. They can, but I've never seen them do it in 35 years of doing what I do, go after somebody that's in the middle of a negotiation with a good tax attorney. Okay. Now, do you know how to find one? Because I'm not positive I know how to tell you, other than if you're doing business at that size, you probably have some people in the legal community you're already working with. Call them and say, who's the best tax attorney in town that's very smart and a little mean.
Okay.
That's what you need.
Okay. That's what we're gonna.
Yeah, they'll put you. So if you start making $8,000 a month payments, and you throw $400K at this, you'll be done in 2 years. You understand?
Yes.
And you'll get your life back. How long have you been living in this terror?
Ooh, it's been a while.
What's a while?
It's just about 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, it needs to be over, doesn't it?
And yes,
it's emotionally not sustainable. It's trauma, isn't it?
No, it's very draining.
Yeah, I know. I owed them a whole $38,000 when I went bankrupt in my 20s, and it felt the same way you feel because they have so much power. All the other creditors, I could put a noose around them and deal with them with the bankruptcy I went through, but student loans and IRS and child support and alimony are not bankruptable. You can put them in a 13, but a Chapter 7 to wipe them clean is what you got to do there, and you're not going to do that either. It doesn't work. So, yeah, you can get through this, but this lack of business excellence, lack of diligence I'll blame your husband, on both of you, for not getting your taxes filed. It cost you your house, and you can look back and go, man, I learned a tough lesson. You'll get you another house someday. You make several $100,000 a year. And John, I did the whole segment, and you didn't say a peep.
Hey, there's sometimes I just need to be quiet and listen and learn, man. That's heartbreaking.
Wow.
But hey, she's got a path.
She has a path.
She has a path.
It's called hope.
That's right.
And do it.
Yeah,
because
you gotta do it.
You've been living in the crap so long, you're going to go crazy if you don't.
That's right.
You got to get clear of it. Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.